Everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token Channel. Yo, Superman in the house. I don't know what, I had a little frog in my throat. Ribbit. Hey, good to see everybody. Hope you guys are doing well out there. And we're going to talk about everything that's coming up at the moment. So you're going to get the latest and greatest about Pulsechain. And let's see who's in the chat first of all. Let's kick it off straight away. We've got Life Beneath, of course, with the ultimate strategy of the gold. Crypto of Richard Hart, and of course, very good today. We've got Hex, EHEX, PLS, and PulseX in the center for the win, 100%. And yes, the weather is pretty good outside today, lies beneath. So looking forward to doing my walk number, is it 39? Is it 39? I think it is. Is it 39? I think it might be. I've got to check that, but it might be walk 39. I think I did 38 yesterday. Pretty sure 39 is coming up. So it's going to be fun. We got Joey Torres in the house as well. Good to see Joey. Francis as well. Welcome, Francis. Welcome to the planet of Pulsechain. We got Sandy Beach somewhere in here as well. We got Harry Williams. Yo. Hello. Good to see Harry. Who else is in here? Yep, there's Sandy Beach. Hello, Hex Token and everybody. Good shout out to Sandy. What else we got? Pudding Guru. Morning all. Good to see Pudding Guru. Christian's in the house as well. Yo. We had a good chat with Christian yesterday. That was pretty cool. Big shout out. Humberto, yo. Cheers, Superman and RH family. Good to see you, Humberto. Definitely smash the likes. We got Katie in the house, one of our two community leaders. Good to see you, Super. Always a pleasure, Katie. And I think we're up to date on that, are we? Humberto says, even in the full moon, PLS is holding resistance line very nicely. Yeah. And we're going to talk about that as well. So after our 4 or 5 day pump, it went and tested resistance, as we talked about. Said that it's probably going to test 4,000, and when I say that, it means it's going to be around that point. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, should we get into it? Let's get into it. We got I haven't even got the screen up, so let's put that up and talk about that. So big welcome to everybody on Superman Crypto and of course Hex Token channel. We're streaming to over 9,600 subscribers on both channels, so big shout out. I have a third channel, and I'm thinking about pulling it in. So we might bring in our third channel as well. That will get us over 10,000 pretty nicely. Yeah, I might have to do a rebrand of that channel, though. So we're going to rebrand. It was a crypto channel, but yeah, I'm going to have to redo that. All right, let us bring in the action, Jackson. Now, I just want to quickly talk about TYCZ. As you guys know, TYRH burns Richard Hart tokens. Has been pretty successful on the probably the most successful GameFi protocol that I can think of. Top of my head, let me know in the chat if there's a better one on the old Pulsechain. And of course, TYZZ is going to be launching on BNB chain. I know it's a little bit different, but we may get some synergies across the ecosystem there for the GameFi. There also obviously PulsePot's coming up, the world's first peer-to-peer crypto casino launching on Pulsechain. So Jacob and his team are doing a lot of work for Pulsechain. And so it'll probably work out pretty synergistically. Looking forward to that. Now, TYCZ, of course, is it's currently got 24 minutes until day 18 rolls over. That means that the 18% bonus will become 17%. But of course, you can also get a referral bonus there as well. I'll post the link in a minute in the chat there if you want to participate. Currently, the price is 300% cheaper than the TRH token, which already exists on the Pulsechain, the Pulsechain game version. So you don't have to actually do anything else there so far. $716,000 being raised at the moment. $1 will get you 1,117 points at the moment. That moves around as more people enter. There's 531 wallets in at the moment. So there's only going to be 800 million TYCZ supply for the lobby and a 1 billion altogether. So it's another 200 million there. Accepted lobby, you can send into the lobby from these chains, so you don't have to move to BNB chain. You can just send stuff from Pulsechain, for example. Any of these are valid. Or if you're on Ethereum, any of these are valid, and a BNB, any of those are valid. So you don't need to do any bridging or anything. You just send them value depending on what you want to do. So we've got the address up here. All you do is send to this address, OX48 and E838. That's all you have to do there. And you'll get 18% bonus in the lobby today. What else there? We've got the leaderboard there, 31,400 in the lobby at the moment. And of course, utility pumpamentals, 1 billion max supply deflation, BNB burning, staking mechanisms. Now they're going to have potentially have a DAO that will people be able to nominate which tokens they will be burning, just like on RH tokens. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Free airdrop, 6 token ecosystem, 4 daily compound yield options, buy and sell tax, NFT mints and marketplace, and token claims. So that is kind of the play there. Adoption lobby referral, you can get 10% using the referral as well. So I'll post that in the chat there if you guys want to still participate. Day 18, it's still relatively early, so it's probably the kind of the last time getting close to the last time I'll probably talk about it. Once it gets to about 15%, I'll probably start talking about it then. I might do one more update at about that point. Let's get in early, as we say. All right, so that's kind of cool there on a TYCZ, and let's see what it can do, how it can perform on the old BNB chain. It's going to be fun to see. All right, but let's get into the big news today, which is Richard Hart. And Richard Hart here, why is PulseChain so much better than layer 2 scaling solutions? And it's nice to see a tweet from Richard Hart, so salute, sir. We salute you. We who are about to live, I don't know. Why is PulseChain so much better than layer 2 scaling solutions? Lots of reasons. For instance, what just happened with Starknet? It reminds me of the Terminator, right? Starknet. Oh no, that sounds bad. Apparently, everyone that didn't upgrade to a new wallet on time lost all their coins. Can you believe it? Apparently, everyone that didn't upgrade to a new wallet on time lost all their coins. That's pretty sad, to be honest. The PulseChain network, of course, and I talk about this every day. The PulseChain network is battle hardened. Obviously, Ethereum is battle hardened. PulseChain is battle hardened and truly decentralized and amazingly efficient. Now, I don't know if you guys saw a tweet from KDP today, but she was talking about how the fact that, a lot of Ethereum is still controlled by a lot of centralized entities. So PulseChain is even better than that in that sense. So I think that's kind of cool. Now, transactions at the time of Richard's post was 1,496 times more affordable, 1,500 times basically more affordable than Ethereum, and 1,060 times more affordable than Bitcoin. Of course, we always update that every day here on Hex Token and Superman Crypto. PulseX, and this is the big news today. So I've got the title of the video, New PulseX Buy and Burn Contract on Testnet. Now, we've talked about this the last couple of days, but it's nice to see Richard talk about it. PulseX has a new buy and burn contract on Testnet, appears to solve some nested LP things. Now, if you want to find out what the nested LP things, you can go check out Dipcatcher. He's been doing a lot of analytics and discovery and explanation about this. So Dipcatcher on Twitter, you can find that. Appears to solve some nested LP things. Obviously, there was a little breach there. Someone is able to get hold of Pulse, and then they disclosed it, of course. And so that has been picked up, and the buy and burn contract on Testnet is going to be, it's being tested. It looks like it's doing pretty well at the moment. And Richard Hart says it appears to solve some nested LP things. So that looks good. So good news for PulseX, and of course that is PulseX here. This is PulseX, of course, and the farms are ticking away on PulseX. Like the yields look pretty stellar. These yields are pretty spectacular. I talked to somebody yesterday about a theory around the DAO for PulseX. I haven't talked about it at all on live stream, but we'll see where that plays out too in the future. And yeah, so a new version of PulseX buy and burn contract coming, which will be very, very cool. And of course, if you go to the ellipsis, you can see the buy and burn here, of course, which it needs to be significant to work. And of course, we're going to talk about that when we get up to PulseChain updates. So that is pretty much from Richard. So big shout out to Richard. And that is that. So let's move on. The stock market today is doing pretty well. We've up again. Look at that. Stock market today, Dow clinches fourth daily day of gains as softer data ease Fed fears, and it's been stock market's doing pretty well. We've got the Dow Jones up as well, the S&P 500 up, and the NASDAQ up over 0.5%, all the tech companies in that. So we've hit 14,000 on NASDAQ, which is pretty impressive. We're also almost at 35,000 on the Dow Jones, over 4,500 on the S&P. So all doing pretty spectacular. You have a look at the max periods, for example, on this chart. Look at that. And it'll be nice to get a high rather than a double top or a smaller high there. Otherwise, the market would come down. So that is pretty much it. The labor market data came out. Labor market weakness, slower Q2. So second quarter for the US growth. Boys, Fed pause. So that's the good news. The good news is that we may get a Fed pause. That's what we care more about in the financial markets, as opposed to growth and jobs and employment and paying your bills, apparently. So it's a kind of an oddity. The labor market continues to show signs of slowing after data showed the economy produced fewer than expected jobs in August. ADP reported about 177,000 new private sector jobs were created in August, well below 371,000 increase in July. That's pretty big deal there. Easing fears that a tight labor market would push wages and inflation higher. After 2 years of exceptional gains tied to the recovery, we're moving towards more sustainable growth in pay and employment as the economic effects of the pandemic recede, Nelson Richardson said, chief economist with the ADP. Now, as well as signs of a weakening labor market, the latest reading of second quarter economic growth was revised lower to 2.1% from a prior reading of 2.4%. At nearly 90%, bets on the Fed's next move in September continue to lean heavily towards a pause, according to investing.com's monitoring tool, which we can go up and have a look at that. So let's have a look. So that's good news for us, folks. We want the good news to continue. 2 weeks and 6 days and 18 hours to go until the next Federal Reserve meeting, which is on the 20th of September. So mark that in your calendar, the 20th of September. That's coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And of course, we have most of the market, almost 90%, 88% at the moment, expecting a no change in the federal funds rate. And hopefully we'll have the terminal rate there as well. We do know that the Fed was looking to do, from the Jackson Hole symposium, we're looking to do longer, hold the rates up for longer. So even though we may have reached terminal rate at 5.5%, that they would hold it up for longer and cause more, am I going to say it, more damage to the economy? Oh, I just said it. How about that? Bam. All right. So there we are. That's pretty much it at the moment. So that's good news, folks. And looking out further to November, we've still got, we have 44% think that they're going to resume it up to 5.75, but we'll be watching that number, see whether that can actually maintain at 44%, because that's suggesting that the terminal rate has not been reached. So we'll see what it's like in November, but September looking good, which is good for us, right? Good for us. All right, let's go to crypto. BTC at the moment is at 27,300, looking not too bad, down 1% at the moment, but looking much better than it was when it was down 26K. And let's hopefully we can get a bit more FOMO around ETFs and things like that to push it back up. ETH there at 1,700 at down 1.1%. Maybe proto-dank sharding will help that. We need to do an update on that on this channel. Talk about a proto-dank sharding for Ethereum. And of course, everything else is down slightly there across the board, as you can see. So let's move on to Bitcoin and the GBT. See, Bitcoin discount may have gone by 2024. Obviously, you've heard Richard talk about this a long time about the bear market, maybe gone by 2024 as share price gains 17%. GBTC shares trading at a lower implied value to Bitcoin. Price may soon be a thing of the past. So that's looking like a bullish 2024 kind of thing. Bitcoin investment vehicle Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, or GBTC, could erase its BTC price discount in 2024. In an X post on August the 30th, monitoring resource CoinGlass predicted that the so-called GBTC premium would soon return. Grayscale netting a court victory in the United States. Regulators on the 29th of August provided an instant remedy to what was flagging GBTC performance. The fund contains over 600,000 BTC or Bitcoin and has traded at a discount to the Bitcoin spot price, also called net asset value, since February 2021. And of course, what was once a GBTC premium has thus been negative for over 2.5 years. That could soon change. So fingers crossed on that. News that the SEC must consider GBTC's conversion to a Bitcoin spot exchange traded fund. We talked about this yesterday, on the same terms as other applicants sent the discount to its lowest levels since December 2021 at just down 17%. It is now less than half of what it was at the peak when it neared 50% in what was once called an elevator to hell. That's terrible. That's terrible. Anyway, so that is pretty funny. Expect Grayscale GBTC premium to close the discount next year. So that's calling for a pretty bullish outcome, isn't it, on there as well. So this is the Bitcoin here. We've got the price on the left-hand side, and we've got the premium here. So they're looking, feeling bullish about that. We can see it's closing up here on the old chart there. So, yeah, let's see if we can get back into zero, first of all. That's probably the place to be, right? Nothing the size of its assets under management. Digital Asset Fund, UTXO management, reflected on the impact that GBTC had on shaping Bitcoin's run to current all-time highs. Don't forget how large GBTC is. They hold greater than 600,000 Bitcoin, was the single largest driver of the 2021 bull run from a flows standpoint. And of course, there we are. So we'll look forward to that. All right. But eyeing the implications of the grayscale news for Bitcoin action. Meanwhile, market participants flag the potential return of some key moving averages. So obviously, TA plays a pretty big role amongst traders. Chief amongst these are the 200-week and 200-day trend lines, both of which failed to act as support during Bitcoin's descent to multi-month lows earlier in August. And what else we got here? Nevertheless, BTC struggling to hold either level despite the previous daily candle closing above them. So there it is. That's that pump that we got. And so a bit of work to do there. Continuing on the topic, more popular trader and analyst REIT Capital reiterated that several MAs, moving averages, remained an essential reclaim target for bulls as well. So this is a great initial momentum from 26K support, which never broke down to fully confirm the double top. So some people are quite bullish about that. So that is pretty much highlights there around the GBTC and Bitcoin. And that leads us into Pulsechain, of course, Pulsechain, Pulse Gains. And we're wrapping up day 110. Can you believe it? 110. And we're about to start day 111 on Pulsechain. So you guys are all early. It's terrible how early you guys are, really. You're so early there. And of course, what do we got here? We got Pulse sitting at quadruple 0399. So basically quadruple 04, down 2.3% on the 24-hour period, about 40% of the sacrifice price. So let's have a quick look at the 4-hourly chart. That's kind of the TA's chart here. And you guys know we were talking about this bouncing back to 4,000, right? We wanted to breach it. We breached it, breached the 4,000 mark. That means we've got 4 zeros and 4,000. That's the number. And of course, we had a huge super rally up there, all the way up to a quadruple 04628, so 4,600. And we came back, and all these people here, they all taken the profits in here and sent us all the way down. We did go slightly below 4,000. We did a nice little doji hammer here. And we got down to 3,800 and then closed up at 3,000, just under 3,900 here. And that we've been managed to push up around this 4,000 mark over the last 8 to 12 hours here in the play there. So we did retest this 4,000. Or typically when we're retesting, you often come down a bit lower, and back up we come to 4,000 mark. So as long as we stay around here, we can bounce off that, right? That's what we want to see happen here on the 4-hourly. Moving to the daily, that is the daily candle, and a nice bounce off here. We're about to close this candle, by the way, in 11 minutes. So as long as we close around 4,000, that'd be a pretty good sign. And hopefully we can pick up a new green candle here and start moving up a bit here, maybe do a nice little zigzag up there as well. The next, of course, is the 5,000 mark, if we manage to do that. And that's looking promising at the moment. So looking cool. The Bollinger Band also is around 4,300. That's the 50% mark, that orange line there. And of course, we already broke down broke that resistance there from two resistances, the angle resistance from the SEC event, and of course the horizontal resistance as well. So yeah, if we can move into positive territory and move into the positive zone for the Bollinger Band as well, looking good. So tomorrow's candle, which is about to start in 10 minutes, that will be very, very telling. But positive. We're on the more probable to the upside than to the downside. Obviously, you want to pick up in volume as well. So that is Pulsechain. Moving to PulseX, we got quadruple 0112. That is a 12%, 11% of the sacrifice price, a super discount on PulseX. And of course, we talked about the new buy and burn contract coming. So that's kind of cool. One pulse will get you 3.56 PulseX. Like I say, I think this is going to whip back at some stage. People who are going to benefit, who are holding PulseX, are going to probably benefit quite a lot. You've just got to wait out the time. That's the issue with this. Yeah, so pretty similar decrease there, or just slightly stronger than Pulse, 2.6%. The buy and burn, of course, will update when we get their contract in place. And that's pretty much it on the buy and burn, which has been spectacular, the buy and burn on PulseX. And Sentinel token there is at 30,887. The price is down 5.35% at $1.23. We've got 9.5 million Sen tokens in existence, and we've had 55,000 burned through the TRH protocol. And of course, I talked to you about earlier about the TYCZ protocol at the beginning of this live stream, which is ticking away there on moving from day 18 to day 17. So that's cool. Let's have a look at PulseX chart. That's PulseX on the 4 hourly there. And obviously showing a pretty similar wave. We got all the way up to 1300 though. Can you believe it? And we got all pushed all the way down back to 10,064. There's little profit takers in here and back up as well. So we're back up to 1100 at the moment. So we're watching that. Incentive token at the moment is $1.23. Let's look at the ratio though. That's the one we're interested in. It's down at 30,886. So that's dropped again today. And of course, where does that lead us all time? Well, that's below. We've basically dropped below the all time where we started at the beginning. And so we're down at 30,886. So they're at new all-time low on that. But the yields are still looking pretty good, right? As long as the pulse goes up. Let's have a look at the PHEX. PHEX are looking very, very good. Only down 0.4%. So that's really, really small. 0.0891 on Pulse on Hex Pulse or PulseX. And we've also got EHEX at 0.04, so 4/10 of a penny. And the combined price of EHEX and PHEX is 1.29 cents, so basically 1.3 cents. And one PHEX at the moment will get you 223 pulse, which is pretty strong. And one PHEX will get you 2.25 EHEX at the moment. So that's pretty strong as well. All right, so let's have a quick look at those charts. That is your PHEX looking pretty good as well. I really enjoyed this chart. It's been a really nice little recovery. We got all the way up to 97%. Can you believe it on PHEX? And what a great pick up there. 97%. Who said there's not gains on PHEX at the moment? 97% at the moment. And of course, we got down as low as 0.8 of a penny. That would be 45%. We're now back up at 62% up in the last 5 days and 5 days and 4 hours. So pretty good on that one. That's on the 4 hourly chart. Looks like we retested this 0.8 of a penny. Had a little bullish hammer there, and up we've gone at the moment. So let's see where this goes. Push over 1 cent for once and for all. That'd be pretty exciting to see on the old PHEX. Looks like Hex is leading the way. One might think that Pulse obviously is the bond liquidity with Pulse. It is the fee coin for Pulsechain. But Hex is the golden child, I guess, the firstborn. Firstborn. Sounds like one of those vampire movies, the firstborn. The firstborn, and it is looking pretty good on the old Pulsechain. Moving to EHEX. EHEX, of course, struggling a bit more than the old PHEX, which is really leading the way. But EHEX there is at 3900th of a penny. And let's have a look at that little run there. It was up 55 cents, so about half of what PHEX has done, and is currently up about 27% at the moment. So we're watching this as well on the old Ethereum side. So that's kind of cool with the Pulsechain ones. Let's have a quick look at the validators. We've got 39,550 validators at the moment, so no new entries. But I think we're primed for hitting 40,000 sooner than later. And of course, we've got 1.27 trillion pulses off the market, not available for sale while it's in the validators there. So kind of cool. And of course, as Richard said, we are super cheap version. The first Pulsechain is the first full system state copy fork of Ethereum. It is battle hardened. It is super fast, 17% faster, and super cheap. Of course, it is a fraction of the cost at the moment. 4/10 of a penny for a PulseX swap. We've got 300th of a penny for a Pulsecoin transfer, and a 900th of a penny for a PRC20 transfer. Now, remember, PRC20s are copies of the ERC20s on Ethereum. And, of course, they're all under price discovery, right? As Pulsechain the Pulsechain coin goes up in value, then they're likely to, the Pulse Ocean or C, let's put it, say Pulse C is likely to lift all boats, all PRC20s. It's going to be fun to see that over the bull market time when we get our bull market. At the moment, of course, you can see how much cheaper we are than Ethereum. It's even better than Richard Hart's tweet or post. And that is we're 1,880 times cheaper than Ethereum at the moment, which is amazing. And 2,200, well, there we are. Look, it just moves around. We were about 2,000 times cheaper than a Bitcoin. Of course, it moves around a lot, but that is pretty much it. All right, let's jump away to the Pulse. All right, let's move away to the combined price of Hex and EHEX and PHEX. We're currently at 1.28 cents at the moment. This is on investex.io, and you can see the combined price of EHEX and PHEX at the moment. So ticking away there quite nicely. I forgot to talk about that chart, so I thought I'd bring that up now. That leads us into the Pulsechain project updates. Before we do that, we're going to get into price discovery of PRC20 tokens. But let's catch up in the chat there. We've got about 60 people watching at the moment, so big welcome to everybody. And let's see who's come on down. Let's see who's come on down. All right, what did I get up to, guys? I've got to find my place in the chat. It was way back here somewhere in a galaxy far, far away. We got to Humberto. We definitely got Humberto there. So we were flowing down. We got up to those as well. We got Garuda. I 10x my PulseX sacrifice from 150 to 1.5 billion, feeling blessed. And look, what a great story, Garuda. I mean, that is the way to go. And a lot of people, that in our community, our little niche community here on Hex Token and stuff, have been really looking to accumulate their positions in the bear market. And so really, really exciting. I did see a video of a guy that did a sacrifice. He got 50 million Pulse, I think it was in his case. I think it was Pulse. And he ended up selling it all down for like $6,600 or something. I did see a video trending like that. There's always going to be videos that people are going to look back to in a year's time and go, remember that video? The guy sold out his bags. And then he'll probably do a new video going, I sold my bags, man, just like we saw in Hex. There was a guy that did a famous video. Said, I sold my Hex, man. Sold my Hex. He did pick some back up, but he didn't have as much as he had. But really, really good to accumulate. Dollar cost average. We are early in the chain. Obviously, we got hit with the headwinds of the SEC. But, a lot of cryptos being hit with that. Coinbase, Binance, they're all getting hit there as well. So we will see. We will see. It is a civil case as well, remember. Single side staking it would be great too, says Sandy Beach. Yeah. So that's the wild card waiting for PulseX as well. I have a theory, one theory around the DAO. Could be pretty interesting. Pineapple Love Superman updates. Nice one there. Thanks, Brian on Love. Clintron as well. G'day, crew. Good to see you, Clintrons. Tintop's in the house as well. What's up? Tintop Xkins. Good to see you, Tintop. And who else there? Ivor as well. Morning all. Good to see you, Ivor. Excavator in the house there. What's up? What's up to you too, Excavator? Cool kids go to the coast, says Wookie. Welcome, Wookie. Wookie has started his own Twitter, by the way. It's called Wookie on the Spot. So we're going to look forward to him growing that. Hey, Drix, good to see you, my man. And we got Charity as well. Hi. Let me jump through some of that. I think there's some conversations in here. Yes, here's the news. Wookie's news on with Wookie on the Spot. We all know and love Brian. So make sure you wish him a happy birthday again. For how many days in a row is this now that Brian's birthday's been on? You guys are trolling Brian with the old birthday memes. But Sandy says, has anyone seen or heard from Jim Rat Crypto? Not that I know of. I haven't seen much of him. I know that he had, cleaned up some issues that he had, and maybe that means that he's free to do other things. Maybe that's what he's done there, Sandy. Definitely DCA for the win. Yes, absolutely. All right, let's get back into it. Let's actually add that back in. Bam. And, of course, here with the price discovery. Best performer of the day. I'm not going to spend too much time on PRC's 20s today. Best performer is Pepe, 42%. Can't keep a good thing down. And this might do a super rally. Obviously, we've had some Pepe meme coins, Pepe memes, Pulse Pepes are live on NFT on Pulse. So they've gone on listing on NFT on Pulse today. That's Pulse Pepe NFTs. But I don't know if that's any relationship to the Pepe here. Now, Pepe has had a little bounce there. Look at that. I've been talking about this one, right? You guys know. And, of course, when 9-inch DEX comes out, this could really fly. So we'll see where the timing of this pump works out perfectly for the 9-inch DEX, because obviously people will be after PP4 to put on that DEX. So that's pretty much the best performer of the day out of all the PRC20s that I'm following. The worst performer is Atropa and DAI. And DAI actually got sold down quite a bit from the looks of it. So breaking down, the old DAI is breaking down. It's probably down at the support line, which is 3,500. You can see they've got some bounced off that, and we had some resistance there. But apart from that, it is it's up a little bit now, but it got down quite high. Got down to 4,500, down to 3,600 for a moment. So this is on the 4-hourly chart, by the way. So yeah, that's really breaking down at the moment. So we'll see whether that can still go to 1 cent and then 10 cents, then $1, something like that. So we'll still be watching out for that, whether it can do the miracle thing. We'll be watching. All right, so that is pretty much it on the PRC20s. Let's go to the meme coins for the 9-inch decks. These are the 9-inch ones. We see Pulse Dodge there. Let's do it by liquidity because they're pretty small liquidity pools. Where the ETH go is down 1.7%. Hex Orange address is down 4.6% on liquidity. Poor Pleb, though, up 8% on the biggest liquidity, and that's actually had a rise here. This thing's going to probably move 9-inch decks there. So this is still relatively cheap. It has had a good little run, but this is probably likely could go up here or beyond. So we'll be watching that with the 9-inch decks. I've been talking about that for ages. So probably use Piteas for that to stop the bots. Hopefully that stops the bots using Piteas and the DEX aggregator, which we're going to talk about later on. Pulse Dodge is also up 11%. I've been talking about this as well. One of the 3 meme coins for the 9-inch decks starting to move at the moment. This was probably the best pickup. Not a lot of holders, and liquidity is pretty small though. So just remember that. And yeah, use Piteas for the MEV bots. At the moment 0022. So still a lot of juice in this. If you're after a speculative upside gain, this is probably one of the best probability ones you've got. The other thing, of course, is only do your own research, only do what you can afford and all that sort of stuff. All right, so that is pretty much it on the little baby meme coins. What else? We've got Pulsechain projects, our main category, and let's see what the results are here at the moment. We've got Daytona Finance up 30%, which is pretty nice. So I think they've done it. Did they just do a YouTube video? They're doing. I think they're going on to an influencer's channel. Not sure if that's been done or not already, but I'm pretty sure someone's going to cover them. Weight token there is up 27%. So weight token for the Coast team for the on-ramp. We're going to talk about that too. And then our next best one is Seed and Water from TRH protocol. So we'll talk about that. Tetra is also managed to get out 5.55% on the old Tetra there. So those are the kind of leaders there on the Pulsechain projects. Let's jump to Piteas since we're talking about that. Piteas had some nice updates. So this is a DEX aggregator and a very, very professional one. We talked about it yesterday as well. It was we covered it. But they got some updates here. Exciting research and development efforts are ongoing in various areas. On the horizon, we have the support for Flashbot RPC, which will contribute to our MEV protections. That gives you that bot protection when trading. Sometimes peers like Poor Pleb and stuff like that, they have bots trading them all the time. A lot of peers are under that sort of pressure. In the upcoming phases, we aim not only to apply this to Piteas, but also to establish a public RPC service, which would be great. We will communicate with the Pulsechain protocols to establish a consensus, and which could potentially involve an MEV share model, which would be great for other protocols to use and give us more bot protection, because the bots, they steal the money out of the ecosystem, so we want to keep the value into the system so that we have it, right? We have it. Additionally, it seems we'll be launching an add-on feature, a limit order protocol. So a lot of you guys have been after limit orders. Looks like there's a race to get limit orders to the market. I thought Puerto Weeks would be first, but obviously maybe they're just still trying to get around the OKX issue, things like that. But limit orders there, protocol, and looks like maybe Piteas will be first with the limit orders. So yeah, watch space on that. We haven't seen it on PulseX yet, right? And there's a good reason for that. And so yeah, but it doesn't stop third parties from providing a limit order service. We are aware of what Pulsechain needs, and our development efforts in these areas will continue. There's no time for idle chatter. Speak less, do more. So really liking the tone and the delivery model of Piteas here, which leads us into their update for today, which was just a little while back. And they got a shout out from Web3 Dev Studio. Product of the day, Piteas, the newest DEX aggregator built on Pulsechain network. It is similar to others you may be familiar with on Ethereum, like 9-inch and Matcha, but better. It uses the latest swap technology to help users get the best price within seconds. It instantly searches for the most efficient trading paths across multiple DEXs like PulseX, PHX, and plus more. I think there's 4 to 7 of them. Users can save up to 143% in fees on each transaction compared to other comparable DEXs. They're a high caliber technical team that demonstrates professionalism and proven they can execute high velocity. So that is a pretty good shout out endorsement there from them. So I hope you guys, and that's Piteas on the DEX aggregator. I'll post the link to their Twitter if you guys want to find out more. and use their service, of course. That is Piteas. And I know that quite a few people in the community have used it, and I really, really like it a lot. So it's kind of got some endorsement there from people in our community. Very cool. And it looks like they're going to bring more utilities to Pulsechain, more features to Pulsechain, which is pretty cool. Now, obviously, Fiat on-ramp DEX aggregators are fantastic. Fiat on-ramp, off-ramps are fundamental to the vertical integration of Pulsechain, to have a Fiat on-ramp. And, of course, Coast is the solution for that. Plenty of updates coming later this week, they said. First on-ramp and stablecoin, of course, is CST. And they've going to have a swap feature inside their wallet. So you'll be able to probably go from Fiat directly into Pulse. How do you like that? Do you like that? Fiat into Pulse. Looks like they're going to have a Fiat into Pulse service there. That is super bullish. A lot of people asking for how to get Pulse, how do I use ETH to get Pulse, things like that. With the OKX pulling down bridges for a lot of users like PortalX and Beetroot and others. Vertical integration for Pulsechain users is the goal. Stable CST states achieves this, absolutely. So that was really, really cool. I'll retweet that. And what else there? Pulsechain has direct payment rails straight to DeFi. Have you minted our stablecoin yet? So they're obviously doing a lot of that stuff there. And that leads us into the latest updates here. In the last 16 hours, Coast liquidity on Pulsechain is growing day by day. The deepest pools remain CST and Pulse, which is what we would expect to see on PulseX V2 and CST stables on PX. Now, remember, PX is a fork of Balancer, and it has better mathematical functions for stables to be more closer to one-to-one. So it's really, really powerful. Always use DEX aggregators for best order execution. We just talked about Piteas and, of course, PX there. It gives you pools. Kind of cool. What else there? We've got a couple more. 4 hours ago, even though we're just adding to the existing feature set, feels like just an exciting as a launch. Big 24 hours coming up. So they got their next phase 2 launch is coming up, as you guys know, and it's expected to be on the 1st of September. But they may be slightly front running that. We'll see. 1st of September is phase 2 for the Coast on-ramp and off-ramp. On-ramping to Pulsechain is about to get even easier, which is fantastic. Now, you guys know that at the moment they've got wire transfers and ACH transfers. Wire is generally faster, but you have to pay a fee for it. I think it's about $20 or something. But normally you get the funds get in there within about half an hour, depending on where what time of day you're doing it. But looks like we're looking forward to hopefully have direct debits and direct credits. Direct debits and credit cards. Sorry, my bad. As the next 2 payment features, which is would be very, very fundamental, and that would be what I'd call a hard launch. At the moment, I consider it a soft launch, but a hard launch with those payment means would be pretty cool. We're also expecting to see another 4 countries added to the list. At the moment, it's US, UK, Australia, and Canada. And we're looking forward to at least 4 more countries. Hopefully, New Zealand makes the list for that. That'd be pretty cool as well. So looking forward to that. Anyway, so that is kind of the play there on the Coast about to come up. Very, very exciting. Looking forward to that. Tintop says Okari has limit orders on Pulsechain. Do your own research. Okay. I don't know if I've actually looked at Okari, so I might have to follow that up. Tintop, thanks for that. All right. That is Coast. Moving on to PulseLN. Now, PulseLN here. Haven't really talked too much about this. We've known about this for a long time, of course, being the Sacrifice project. But they have pretty good on-ramps as well using Lightning Network and Cash apps. So definitely something worth checking out if you're looking at onboarding onto Pulsechain, things like that. Cheapest, fastest, certified Hex skins as well that run the project. So certainly something to think about. I haven't tested it myself. I haven't checked with Pulse Police, but this project's been going for a while. And so definitely something worth considering is the old PulseLN. And looks like they still have their bridge features up there as well. The PulseLN's been taken away there. Cash app to Pulsechain in 10 seconds with PulseLN. That was in play. It's just scrolling up here on their updates. They also pointed out that Change Now had some high fees, but of course Change Now is not doing Pulse. I tried to do Pulse yesterday. Obviously, the OKX is down, so Change Now affected by OKX as well. All of them were tying into OKX to do a lot of their swapping there, cross-chain swapping. So that seems to be the case there. read more about Cash App and PulseLN. So Cash App and Pulsechain, if it's something that you use as Cash App, that'd be useful for you as well. What else that we got there? Yeah, how do I use Cash App and PulseLN? Fiat to Pulsechain in 15 seconds, BSC in 15 seconds, and ETH in 15 seconds. So if you've got Cash App, that might be your solution for you. That looks pretty good. That was on the 22 hours ago, by the way. So if you want fast onboarding, Fiat to Pulsechain, BSC, or ETH, looks super fast on these different chains. So ETH to Pulsechain looks pretty good. So I haven't tested it, but like I say, it is here. No signups, non-custodial, and no KYC. So that's bullish as well. 2,700 followers here. And of course, one of the Sacrifice projects as well. And of course, this is their app. Oh, well, this is their app here. Launch Pulse there. PulseLN, and yeah, you can test it out if that matches with you. They do have a PLN token too. Apparently, you can earn as well. Invite friends to earn. So that is start earning. Click that, and I guess it's going to bring up a referral program, and you'll be able to do that as well. So I might post mine in the video description in the future. All right, looking good. So spread the word. You can make some earnings out of that too. All right, so that is PulseLN. And it may be a good solution, bridge solution to Pulsechain if that suits. So check that out too. Always do a test address, of course. Use a test and do all the things safely. You guys know how to rock and roll with all that. But that is that crypto exchange. A lot of people are talking about that, right? Need a way of getting on. Obviously, the official Pulsechain bridge is open, but you know, PortalX and others, Piteas and others have to get some other solution for that. Bridging service. That leads us on into Hex daily stats. What day is it? It is day 1368, but we have got day 1367. That's not out yet either. Date's not out either, so none of those are out. Probably a couple more minutes to go for the Hex daily stats is out, but that is pretty much it. What was I going to say? I think there was it. Let's have a quick look at the charts at the moment. We got Pulse sitting on support. Did it make it? We got let me hide the charts here. We've got the brand new green candle here. Let's hopefully we can bounce off. It's 3.9. Where did we close yesterday? We closed at 3.988, which is basically 4,000. We'll take that, and then let's see if we can get a nice little move high here today. Up. All right, so that is kind of cool. There, PulseX at the moment is at 11.19. And the PHEX there is at 8.9, and I'm feeling good about PHEX. I have a feeling this is going to keep going up there. We're on the top side of the Bollinger Band. Have some nice volume come in would be pretty nice today. And of course, EHEX there at 0038, so just under 4/10 of a penny. PHEX looking like the star of the show at the moment, out of the Richard Hart tokens. Very, very cool. Let's have a quick look at the GameFi. For a TYRH quickly, we've got water is up 7.63%. Everything else is kind of down slightly. TYRH, of course, is after they launched the TYCZ, which I just talked about at the beginning of the live stream, they're down at 0026 at the moment on that one. So we'll be following that project. In the meantime, we'll wait. Have we got the data out? No. Oh, we got Pulsechain out. So let's read Pulsechain. So day 110 on Pulsechain for Hex. Check out hex.com, of course. And we're at the 30th of August, 2023. We got the price there, just under 9/10 of a penny. And we're down 2.4%. But look, we had quite a few good days in a row, pushing ourselves back up to find a higher floor. That'd be pretty cool. Payout per T-share, 6.7 Hex per T-share. So a great day for T-share holders on Pulsechain. We've got the share rate up slightly to 29,133. Earlier pays better in getting more Hex T-shares. The average mining length, 7.02 years, 39% for existing T-share holders in terms of average mining length. And of course, the T-shares up 662 today. We're sitting at just 9,865,000 T-shares in the ownership pool of Hex. They all share in the reward pool, right? So that's kind of the play. 9.49% of the Hexes mining on the Pulsechain. And this is the reward pool, right? Payout is a reward pool, 66.1 million Hex on the reward pool for the day. How about that? That's pretty cool. So that's pretty easy. So T-shares are the ownership pool, and a payout there is the reward pool. And so the T-share holders, they share this bounty of Hex there as they mine that. Pretty high penalties today, 2.7 million again. So we had quite a few days of low penalties. we're back up into high penalties there, 2.7 million. And of course, that gets shared out to T-share miners. Liquid holders up 28, miners up 8. We're sitting at 123,967, and miners almost at 124,000 on the old Pulsechain, Pulse gains. And we haven't got eHex out, so we're going to jump that today and maybe talk about it tomorrow. We're on day 1368 on Ethereum for Hex, and we're on day 111 for Pulsechain. Hex.com, check it out, do your own research and all that stuff. If you have any questions, get into our Discord. The link is in the video description under socials, and join that. And we do have a crypto Pulsechain helpline there that you can ask any questions about Hex or anything else like that. All right, how we doing? 46 minutes. Are you kidding me? Is this the fastest show in all time? I know, we're going to read the comments out. Let's see where we go. We're going to leave the price chart on PX because it's looking so good. 0089 on the old Hex on Pulsechain. Let's catch up to some comments as well. We've got Scott Jackson in the house there. Good morning, all. Good to see you, Scott. Thank you, Hex Token. See you, Sandwich. You're most welcome. And we've got Craig Pitt as well. Keep it up, Superman. I appreciate it. And we'll do. Up and away, they say. I don't know where I heard that from. Academic in the house there. Hello, Superman and family. Good to see you. Dan Wednesday as well. Pepe at 10,000X incoming. Yeah, well, Pepe is certainly up to date. It was the star of the PRC 20s. Was it? I think it was, yeah. What is it? Mecca as well. Christian says DGN MOB is on it. Meme Lifestyle says Christian. Piteas is a great protocol. It eliminates the thieves bots. Yes, stealing from the users. They're not saying Okari has limit orders for Pulsechain, so definitely check that out. I'll try and cover that actually as well. Tintop, if you're in our Discord, try and post the link if I don't find it already myself. Check that out. Wookie as well. Wookie is coming to a galaxy near you. Always count on Wookie to land some alpha in the chat for us. This is funny. Sandy says, "What is Wookie on the spot again?" Yeah, you'll find out. You'll find out. Marcos in the house there. Do you think half a penny is resistance now on Hex? Half a penny for PX, you mean? For PX? Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I would say so for sure. Let's have a look on the daily here. This is on the Bridgeton EX. That would definitely be the resistance there. I think we've got resistance even higher here at 18ths of a penny now. We have bounced off 18ths of a penny quite a bit. And we've also got the bottom, the middle of the Bollinger Bands at 50% is at 18ths of a penny. So, we've got 55 hundredths of a penny and 18ths of a penny. They seem like support zones at the moment. All right, this is on the Bridgeton EHEX. Obviously, the Hex on the Ethereum chart will probably look a bit different. Let's have a look here. What else? I'll leave you guys to talk in the chat there. I see they're having a chat themselves. Hex Diamond is in the house there. Hex Space Diamond. They're going to be launching the NFT collection. If you haven't check them out on Twitter. Hex Space Diamond. Doing a series of NFTs. Christian says SEC lost another one. Uniswap one. Oh, wow. Does that just come out? I don't know. I didn't see that as well. Joe O'Brien's announced it. Update to Pulse Rate. Yeah, Pulse Rate. Then launched a new product, right? I was going to talk about Pulse Rate, actually. Should we bring that up? I'll try and bring up Pulse Rate because they did have, I think, a new product update. Pulse Rate. Pulse Rate. Pulse Rate. I thought they had a new product update today, did they? What is this? Yeah, coin flip. That's it. Let's go back down to Pulse Rates. Now, Pulse Rate is an ROI kind of yield farming. So it is more riskier than other protocols, but it's a bit of fun. What's happened to the update there? They have obviously had their lotto operating, so Lotto has been going, but they also add. We are thrilled 9 hours ago. We're thrilled to share an injection of another 15 million Pulse. So they've done it a couple of times now from the Treasury. That makes the debt go up there, but they've got interesting and exciting new feature, Coin Flip. Experience the thrill of chance by wagering your Prate, IP share, and PLS with the opportunity to win big at 1.94 times payout. And of course, that's out there, Coin Flip. So They got coin flip game in their platform now, which is kind of cool. They got a Richard Hart picture there. That's kind of cool. Yeah, you can play coin flip. So that's a game normally you see on crypto casinos. They got it now on the Pulse Rate. They've also got their lottery, which is pretty good, the daily lottery. That's just started brand new, 23 hours and 38 minutes until the draw. That's in there as well. So they've got some games on their old Pulse Rate. But they do offer staking as well. Staking, man, P share is down at $150. That's been up at like 4,000 or so. That's at 150 at the moment. So it is speculative, but the farming yields, can be fairly attractive sometimes. But it is speculative. Just remember that, depending on what P you get in there. And the boardroom as well. If you got P share, you can. It's 2.83% yield on P share at the moment. So that is in there as well. So tickering along there at the old Pulse Rate. All right, thanks there, Joe, for that. I did want to talk about the new game on there, which you've helped me to do. Weight just pumped 26%. Yeah, Weight's pumping because they've got their phase 2 coming, right? That is it for Pulse Rate. Now, if you want to check out Pulse Rate, it is speculative, more speculative than most protocols. Just remember that when you are looking at it. If you've got any questions, let me know. I can give you some assistance in the Discord around that if you want some from my understanding, because I've played around on protocols like that a lot. All right, that is pretty much it. What else? We're going to Weight Token, are we? We're going to quickly go to Weight Token. Sounds like we're in free time now. Free time. I don't have free time on the live streams normally, but let us go to Pulsechain projects and look at Weight Token. It's pumping. Yeah, it is up 27%. Oh, that's a small liquidity pool. Let's go to the bigger one. Let's go to the 8.9. Is it? Is that the biggest one? Oh yeah, it's still developing thing there. So that's a pretty low liquidity, 8.9 thousand, but it is up 25% at the moment on the old Weight Token. Looking good. And of course, we'll be waiting for Coast update phase 2. It's going to be a big update, and this price chart might actually do some pretty exciting things with the news of that. I think if the market starts pricing Coast properly, and it's still early, right? Still early as they're rolling out. They are the fiat on ramp, off ramp, like the main one. There are, like we talked about PulseLN, there are slightly alternatives, but this is really the main one there from fiat via the banking system, well, quasi financial system, let's call it. So that is looking good. Good place to finish, I reckon. What do you guys reckon? I do too. Next minute we say, hey James, good to see you in the house. Mute. Hopefully I'm not muted. I'm not muted, am I? Pretty sure I'm not muted. All right, okay, that's 53 minutes. This is the fastest live stream of all time that I've done for quite a while. And of course, it really is just subject to the amount of news that's out at the moment. But we had some pretty good updates there from Coast, Piteas, and of course, we managed to put Pulse Rate in there, and of course, PulseLN as well, which we haven't talked much about. I'll probably talk a bit more about that in the future. Hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. Don't forget to subscribe if you're on Superman Crypto. You're on Hex Token channel. Subscribe, smash the bell for daily videos. And what else are we going to say? Tintot says Okari is on Pulse listings. They have a Telegram, Twitter, and Discord. Don't get scammed by imposters, though. Okay, good to know. And Sandy Beach says, thank you, Hex Token. Great show, as always. You're welcome. Yeah, hit the bell. And, of course, we've got links in the video description to join the socials. And, of course, referral links in there as well if you can get some bonuses. Check that out, too, or at least get some good deals. All right, where else are we going? I think we're going to finish this here. Let me find out. I've got to play out my my video. Let's put out some fun though. Let's put out some music. All right, peace out, everybody. Take care. Bye for now. Catch you guys tomorrow. See ya, and I'll be in Discord, of course. Bye for now.
Here in my $3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.